Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Philip McCormick.
Here.
Robert Jolly.
Here.
Matilda Speck.
Here.
Gene Moore. John Clough. Ricky McDonald.
Here.
Rebecca Pension. Mr. Chairman, 4 of our 7 members are present. That constitutes quorum. Business can be conducted.
Okay.
I'll make a motion we approve.
Yes, sir, Mr. Secretary. So we have a motion on the floor by Matilda Speck, seconded by Ricky McDonald, to approve the August 24th, 2020 Planning Commission minutes as presented with no correction and dispense with their reading. A vote for yes or aye will be to approve that motion. Philip McCormick.
Yes.
Robert Jolly.
Aye.
Matilda Speck.
Yes.
Ricky McDonald.
Yes.
Mr. Secretary, the motion passes with a vote of all ayes.
Okay.
Consideration of the preliminary subdivision plat for the property located on Rickman Road, the Cox Division. Who's got the information?
I'll read the information on that.
Okay.
This is the Robert Cox preliminary subdivision plat for the purpose of subdividing 3.35 acres into 6 proposed new lots to be located off of Rickman Road. The proposed new lots would range in size from 0.37 acres to 0.84 acres, and all the proposed new lots are currently vacant. The proposed new lots will be served by a 2-inch water line, a proposed 2-inch water line, a proposed new city street, and a proposed fire hydrant. And this says existing in my meeting report, but it is a proposed fire hydrant.
Okay, we have an existing blow off right here. And we
Okay.
have the proposed hydrant right there.
Okay. So there is an existing hydrant and a proposed hydrant. Okay.
Existing blow off, proposed.
All right, these properties are zoned R1, so minimum lot size with septic is going to be 15,000 square feet, which is going to be 0.37, is the smallest lot we'll have is going to be 16,050 square feet. So it is above those minimum requirements. And then we do have some infrastructure that is going to be put in, and that is water line, a 2-inch water line.
It is not hooked up, but it is in place.
And it is in place, okay. And then a proposed city street. And Mr. Kennedy has it reviewed and inspected, and it is to the standards of the city of Livingston.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. And then the city street that is proposed will also have to be built to the standards established by the subdivision regulations. Our Public Works Department hopefully will be contacted. We need to let Mr. Cox know that, you know, the proposed city street will not be adopted until inspected by our Public Works Department, and it must be built to the standards established by the subdivision regulations of the town of Livingston.
And who pays for this street?
The developer,
Okay.
Mr. Cox. And just you know, we need to say it for the record that the city street nor the water will be accepted until, like I said, it has met all of our requirements. But final plat approval cannot be given unless all infrastructure is in place and accepted, or a surety instrument such as a letter of credit be presented to the Planning Commission to ensure its proper installation.
The water, I'm sure, will be installed. The only letter he probably have to be for the roads if he has to do that.
Yeah, so just make sure that you pass along to Mr. Cox that he needs to get with our Public Works Department and schedule an inspection. It appears in talking with Mr. Sales that the subgrade has been prepared and the base has been put down, but we don't know if it's how much base.
Is enough to make the code.
Correct. Yeah.
It's enough to drive on right now. That may be what they were looking at. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but as far as preliminary approval goes tonight, it meets all of our requirements. I mean, the lot layout, and, you know, we met with the department heads this morning, myself and Christian and the mayor, and spoke about, you know, the proposed infrastructure that was going in here.
Would his contact be Wayne Peak, the city street man for the roads, or would it be?
Who's gonna be the
It'd be me or Wayne Peak.
Okay.
Wayne Peak's out because of Tom passed away, so
Okay.
it was one of us.
I didn't recognize Brooks back.
Okay. Any questions from any
Any
of the
questions
members?
or discussion? Do I hear a motion?
I make the motion. Robert.
Philip McCormick made a motion. We approve.
I second.
Second by Matilda. Again, we'll have a roll call vote since we're doing this over the phones. Tommy?
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. So, motion on the floor made by Philip McCormick is to approve the preliminary subdivision plat, the Cox Division out located on Rickman Road, seconded by Matilda Speck. A vote of yes or aye will be to approve that motion. Philip McCormick,
Yes.
Robert Jolly,
Yes.
Matilda Speck,
Yes.
Ricky McDonald.
Yes.
Mr. Secretary, motion passes with a vote of all ayes.
All for, motion passes. Item 4 on the agenda, consideration of preliminary subdivision plat for property located on Doak Street, Preston Street, and Oakley Street, the Campbell Division. Tommy?
Mr. Chairman, there's no is anyone here representing the Campbell Division? No one here representing that division, Mr. Chairman. I would ask that we wait till the end of the meeting, and then if no one's here, we would table that.
Okay, without objection, we'll table this to the end of the meeting. Item 5 on the agenda, consideration of final subdivision plat for property located on Kennedy Street and Short Street, the Matthews Division.
Mr. Secretary, this is the James Matthews Division, subdividing 2.10 acres into two proposed new lots to be located on Kennedy Street and Short Street. Lot 1 would consist of 1.67 acres, an existing residential structure, and an existing accessory structure. Lot 2 would consist of 0.43 acres, 3 existing accessory structures. Both proposed new lots would require 5-foot right-of-way variance for Short Street, and Lot 1 would require a 12-foot right-of-way variance for Kennedy Street. Both proposed new lots are served by an existing 6-inch water line, an existing sewer line, existing fire hydrant, and both new lots would comply with the zoning ordinance and the subdivision regulations. As you can see, there are some structures there that are over the setback line, but due to the fact that those are existing structures and that the division of property does not create the encroachment, those variances are not required. Now, we do need 2 right-of-way variances for existing city streets. There's no road construction, so this is a right-of-way this is a variance that we give quite often on existing city streets. But other than the right-of-way, it meets all of our requirements.
Any comments or questions? Do I hear a motion to approve this?
I move we accept.
Ricky McDonald makes a motion, we accept this proposal. Second, please. Philip, did you second? Philip?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, thank you. Okay, again, we'll have a roll call vote.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Motion made by Ricky McDonald to approve the final subdivision plat for property located on Kennedy Street and Short Street, the Matthews Division, seconded by Philip McCormick. A vote of yes or aye will be to approve that motion. Philip McCormick. Philip McCormick.
Yes.
Robert Jolly,
Yes.
Matilda Speck,
Yes.
Ricky McDonald.
Yes.
Mr. Secretary, motion passes, vote of all ayes.
Okay, this motion passes. I would like to table item number 6 till we meet again. Maybe we'll have a live committee here. Anybody object to that?
We'll let the record show there were no objections, Mr.
Okay,
Secretary.
thank you, thank you. Did Campbell come in?
No, let's see if there's any other business.
Any other business to come before the planning commission?
Cody Campbell should be sliding in the parking lot in this.
Okay, I guess we can wait.
You can give him 5 minutes. He would, he'll appreciate
Okay. Anybody want to tell a joke?
Did you have anything you needed?
Okay, we'll wait a few minutes for Mr. Campbell. Philip, are you still with us?
I am. I
No.
have a question on that.
Okay, Ricky, are you still with us?
Yes.
Okay, we're going back to item 5, the consideration of preliminary subdivision plat for the property located on Doak Street, Preston Street, and Oakley Street, the Campbell Division. Okay, you gonna? Okay,
This is the Cody Campbell preliminary subdivision plat for the purpose of subdividing 2.90 acres into 6 proposed new lots to be located on Preston Street, Doak Street, and Oakley Street. The proposed new lots would range in size from .39 acres to .71 acres, and all the proposed new lots are currently vacant with the exception of Lot 6, which has an existing residential structure. The proposed new lots will be served by an existing 4-inch water line, an existing 8-inch sewer line, and an existing fire hydrant. The proposed new lots comply with the subdivision regulations and the zoning ordinance. Zoned R1, if I'm not mistaken, and the smallest lot's .39, but it's gonna be all on sewer, so we have minimum 7,500 square foot lots in R2. The big concern, as we spoke on tonight with these lots, is the drainage over there and potential water runoff. Because, I mean, I'll let Christian speak to that, as he knows more about it than I do.
So that property over there,
Okay, I think Mr. McCormick has a question. Philip,
Yeah, I'm here.
go ahead.
My question is,
No, Mr. Chairman, it is not 815.
it's not 815.
Cody, what's the address of that Preston Street property?
It's actually a Doak Street property, 508 Doak
508 Doak.
is where the house sits.
Did you hear that, Philip?
Yeah, Doak Street?
Yeah, 508 Doak Street.
Okay, is there gonna be a retention on there, anything for the excess water?
Philip,
It's actually not what you would call a true
so let me get this straight. You're gonna build up around it, but you're still gonna leave the basin open, right?
Yes, sir, the middle of it and everything along Preston will still be the same. So there's still area for that water to go. I fill up the areas right along the streets, about 100 feet back on Doak, and we haven't decided how far back we need to go on Oakley. But there still will be a low spot for that water still to gather to.
Where is on this subdivision plat, where is the pond? Where's the natural drainage area gonna be?
The normal, where it normally always fills in the lowest level is actually along Preston. So it would be behind that Doak house in Preston is where the lowest portion of that property is, so that's where the water always sits.
So water will drain onto lot 1.
Well, yes, is that the big square? Yes. That's correct.
Okay.
And there's still even low spots on every single lot. We're just filling basically the very front of them.
Okay.
So there's still gonna be a low spot on every single one of those.
Okay. And again,
Okay, so this is just a preliminary, right?
yes, sir.
There'll be more to come. Any more discussion or questions?
May I look at the plat?
Sure.
I don't think it was the question, Christian. I think what Mr. Rooker's trying to say is the water's naturally going to flow from a 200-foot elevation down to an 82-foot. No? Okay, then I didn't understand your question. I mean, that's certainly something that you're obviously not going to build or you shouldn't build in a low spot there where that water drains. So, I mean, I guess that would be up to the individual homeowner. Or are you building these, Cody, or are you having them built?
We'll eventually build them. The build date has been pushed probably to late spring, but,
Well, I can, as far as what might come later, are you talking about with the water runoff?
No, with what plans are to be built on these.
Sure. So, this is zoned R1. So, about the only permitted use there is for single-family homes. So you're not going to be able to do, I'll read the permitted uses for you if that.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, I mean, it's R1, so it's going to be single-family homes there. Is that
Yeah.
answering your question? Okay.
Because on down.
And it could be for the use too, I mean, but the only permitted uses, I mean, again, basically are single.
The permitted uses is R1 single family, and Mr. Campbell has come to me, and that's, his intent is to build single family residential homes on these lots. Now, it wouldn't be permitted to do any multifamily on there. Single family, all that will be on those lots.
So we can go ahead and approve this preliminary request. Then when he comes back with a housing plan, we're going to have to deal with the footage and everything then, right? No?
No, I mean, we're only looking at the lot sizes here.
Yeah.
We don't have anything to do with the construction. That's Christian's job to make sure that he only builds single-family homes.
The only reason that we
Yeah, so just so you know, Cody, next month at this time, we'll have final reading on this plat. So you or your surveyor, whoever, somebody will need to be here to represent that with a copy of the plans for us to look at.
now to clarify this. That's what we're discussing right now.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But we have to look at all aspects of it as well. Yeah, if it passes on final reading.
Any more discussion or questions? Do I have a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion we approve the preliminary plans.
Motion made by Matilda to approve the preliminary plans. Second, please.
I will, Robert.
Okay, thank you, Philip. Second by Philip McCormick. A roll call again, please.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Motion made by Matilda Speck to approve the preliminary subdivision plat for property located on Doak Street, Preston Street, and Oakley Street, the Campbell Division. Seconded by Philip McCormick. A vote of aye or yes is to approve that motion. Philip McCormick.
Yes.
Robert Jolly.
Yes.
Matilda Speck.
Yes.
Ricky McDonald.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, motion passed, or Mr. Secretary, the motion passed with a vote of all ayes.
Motion passes. Okay, do we have any other business to come before the planning commission? I will entertain a motion that we adjourn. Motion by Matilda.
Second, Philip.
Philip seconds motion.